I met up with a young couple recently. The husband is 35 and the wife is 33 years old. Together, they earn about 16K a month. They've just sold off their HDB, and after paying off the outstanding HDB loan and refunding the CPF they had used over the years, they were left with about 380K in cash and another 360K in CPF. So altogether, they have about 740,000 available for their next purchase. The bank looked at their income, their age, their financial position, and approved them for a loan of 1.8 million. So the maximum purchase price they can buy is 2.4 million. So naturally, they turned to me and asked, "Hey Lil, should we go for the maximum 2.4 mil for the next property?" I smiled, but honestly, that wasn't the question going through my mind. Whenever clients ask me, can we afford the condo? Should we buy this condo? My mind immediately goes somewhere else. I start wondering, what happens if life doesn't go according to plan and something really unexpected happens in a few years' time? In my opinion, that's where every planning process should start. Not with the loan, not with the bank, but with life itself. Then they told me that they have been searching online for condos around 2.4 mil. Most people would immediately ask, can they get a loan? The bank has already answered that question. But I'm asking something different. After buying this condo, how much money will they still have left? Let's run through the numbers. So between them, they have 380K in cash and 360K in CPF. So to buy this condo, the 5% option fee is 120K in cash. The next 20% down payment is 480K. They can use all of their CPF, which is 360K, which means they need to top up another 120K in cash. Then there's the buyer's stamp duty, about 89,600, and legal fees of around 3,000. So after completing the purchase, they're left with only about $47,400 in cash. Now let's work out the monthly holding cost. The mortgage is about $7,112 a month. The MCST is around $450. Property tax is around $180. So altogether, they'll probably be paying around $7,700 every month. Now there's a calculation I personally like to do. I divide the remaining cash by the monthly holding cost. So it's $47,400 divided by $7,700. And that's only 6 months of reserves. If you were this couple, would you feel comfortable with only 6 months of reserves? By the way, if today's discussion has made you wonder where you stand in your own property journey, I've created a free property retirement scorecard. It takes only about 5 minutes to complete. It's not there to tell you whether you should buy a condo. In some cases, the person may be doing everything right already. It's just there to help you assess whether your current property is putting you on track for the gains and retirement that you want. You'll find the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the video. So would you feel comfortable with only 6 months of reserves? If it's me, I wouldn't. Not because I think they'll definitely lose their jobs, not because I think a financial crisis is coming, but because life is just so unpredictable. So instead of asking, what's the biggest condo they can buy, I will ask, what purchase price leaves them with enough reserves? So let's reduce the purchase price. Let's see what happens if they buy a 2 million condo instead. Now the numbers look quite different. The option fee drops to 100K in cash. The next 20% down payment is 400K. They use all their CPF and only need to top up another 40K in cash. Stamp duty falls to about 69,600. Legal fees still around 3K. And after completing the purchase, they will still have about $167,400 in cash. Now let's work out the monthly holding costs. The mortgage is about $5,927. MCST is around $400. Property tax around $150. So in total, it's roughly $6,500 a month. So now let's divide $167,400 by $6,500. That's roughly 26 months of reserves. Now I think this is much more comfortable, not because it's the perfect property, but because now the family has more options. If one of them lose their job, they are not immediately put under pressure. And if interest rates stay high, they've got time to adjust. And if life throws them a curveball, they've got breathing space. Now, does everyone need 26 months of reserves? No. Every family is different. If both husband and wife are teachers or civil servants with very stable careers, then maybe 1 year of reserves is enough. But if one of them owns a business or earns monthly commissions, I'll probably encourage them to keep much more. Same income, same property, but if different occupation, we'll have different advice. Because property isn't just about numbers. It's about people and their individual situations. And once I'm comfortable with the reserves, my mind goes to somewhere else. What happens if interest rates go back to 5 or even 6%? Notice I'm not asking, can they still pay? I'm asking, would they still sleep well at night? Would they still enjoy life? Would they still have some flexibility? Then another question, if life changes and they need to rent this property out one day, is the rental likely to cover most of the mortgage? Or will they still have to top up every month? What is the rental demand like in the area? Is it easy to rent out? Then finally, I think they can stop looking at the numbers and start thinking about their life. Are they planning another child? Do they support aging parents? Is one of them thinking of changing jobs or starting a business? Because property decisions are seldom just financial decisions. They are life decisions. And someone left me a comment on one of my videos recently. He asked, did you remind your buyers about the financial impact if another financial crisis comes? Actually, yes, but probably not in the way he imagined. By reminding them of the need to have enough reserves, this will definitely cushion the impact from unexpected events, whether it's a life event or a financial crisis. So nowadays, I find myself saying this more and more. For those of you who are thinking of upgrading, don't spend every dollar upgrading your lifestyle. Keep enough reserves so that life cannot force you into making bad decisions. Because cash isn't just money sitting in the bank. Sometimes cash buys peace of mind. The bank's job is to tell you the biggest loan they'll lend you. My job is a little bit different. I'm trying to work out how much money you have left after you bought the property. Because that's what gives you choices. That's what makes you resilient. And that's what lets you sleep well at night. Property isn't the goal. A better life is. If you've enjoyed this video and like this way of thinking about property, I'll really appreciate it if you can consider subscribing. Oftentimes, I share real client conversations and take you through exactly how I think through some of the biggest property decisions Singapore families make. And before you make your next move, take 5 minutes to complete the property retirement scorecard in the description below. It will give you more clarity about whether your property is working hard enough for you towards your retirement.